Welcome back to another episode of Beverly 01915. I'm Cassie Trombley. To blast off this episode, let's take a look at some of the highlights from Endicott's basketball blast-off. The basketball blast-off is always a fan favorite. Make sure to support your winter sports teams. Now switching over, let's see what new things Student Activities has with our own Larissa Burgess.
What made you think of the idea for the ride board?
The ride board was actually a request to create. Apparently we had had one in the past a few years ago before I was even at Endicott. I'm not sure how successful it had been at that point, but we seemed to think that there was a need for it again, just with freshmen not being able to have cars on campus, and just people liking to get off campus and experience the world outside the Endicott bubble, if you will. So it was a request to create it from an administrator on campus.
And can you describe it, like how it works with the cards?
Yeah, we try and keep it somewhat anonymous. We don't want people's cell phones up there just because that's sort of an invasion of privacy. So we created this card system. George, actually, my colleague, created these cards where you just give us a bunch of information that we enter into a spreadsheet, and then some basic information goes up on the board, such as the dates you're traveling, the times you're leaving, things of that, where you're going, so things of that nature, just to keep it a little bit private.
And how successful has it been this year?
I don't think people have completely caught on to the idea that it's there, just because it was not there at the start of the school year. It was created about a month or so in. So it's not as successful as we may have hoped. I think my thought is the longer it's there, the more people are going to realize that it's there and start to utilize it a little bit more. I think all it takes is a few people having success with it before they tell their friends, and then their friends start utilizing it as well. We also haven't really had any major holidays occur since it's been in existence, so I'm thinking maybe over the Thanksgiving holiday or for Christmas, people might utilize it a little bit more.
Did you use it last year, or did you just bring it back this year?
It was not in existence at all last year, so it is basically brand new as of October. So yeah, it's pretty new.
For more information about what is happening on campus, please contact Student Activities. What was your favorite Disney movie? Our own Susan Bradford surveyed the Endicott community to find out what their favorites were.
So, tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Brianna Button. I'm a freshman, and I'm a graphic design major.
Okay, Brianna, tell me a little bit about your favorite Disney movies growing up.
Okay, definitely loved Aladdin and Lion King. Those are definitely top of my list. I don't know, I just love the songs. The sing-along parts, my favorite.
Any other ones that come to mind?
If you want to include Pixar, I loved Finding Nemo.
Always a classic. What about TV shows? ABC Family?
I liked ABC Family. Is that the one Boy Meets World was on? Yes. Loved Boy Meets World. Sean was just so cute. And then back to Disney shows, I liked Lizzie McGuire, and then Nickelodeon, Rocket Power was definitely awesome.
Thank you very much. As a child, was there one particular movie or TV show that you would just watch for hours on end?
Barney. My mom, I would wake up at like 6 a.m. and my mom would still want to sleep, so she had a lunchbox packed for me already in the morning, and she'd sit me down in front of the TV, turn on Barney, and I'm good for about 2 hours.
Is there any movies that you felt a connection with?
Yes, Toy Story. Because the character Andy was the same age as me, and then even to the third one, he's going to college, my first year of college. So definitely, Pixar did it on purpose.
Did you go to the Endicott College premiere of Toy Story 3?
I definitely did, and I actually went to the midnight premiere of Toy Story 3D in theaters.
In 3D?
In 3D. It was amazing.
Very nice. Were there lots of little kids there?
There was, and there are a lot of teenagers and adults too. It's a great
So
crowd.
big, diverse group of people?
Definitely, yep. It's great showing.
Alright, my two favorite Disney movies when I was younger were The Lion King and Toy Story.
Love Up and Monsters Inc. is the best movie ever, and Finding Nemo is honestly the saddest movie ever. It's a great Father's Day movie, and I love it. It's so cute.
My favorite Disney movie was A Bug's Life because it was very profound.
As a kid, I would probably want to say Lion King. definitely by far my favorite movie. Gotta go with Simba. It's a good feel story. Brought up emotions in me. Tough life, you know, being a lion. But it's a happy ending. I like happy endings.
Amanda and I love Beauty and the Beast and Mulan.
Favorite Disney movie is Bambi because it's a spiritual story that connects you with nature. My favorite Disney movie is Hercules. Aladdin's really good.
My favorite Pixar movies are A Bug's Life, Toy Story 2, Monsters Inc., Finding Nemo, The Incredibles, Cars, Ratatouille, WALL-E, and Up in 3D.
I'm Shannon Gerber. I'm the International Student Advisor here at Endicott.
And tell me, Shannon, what were some movies growing up that were really important to you?
My favorite Disney movie growing up, I'm a little bit older than you guys, was The Little Mermaid. That was definitely the best one. But my first movie that I ever went to in a movie theater was actually Snow White when it came back as a revival. So lots of Disney movies. But definitely The Little Mermaid was the best.
Any TV shows that were particularly interesting to you?
As far as cartoons go, the cartoons that I used to watch, you guys probably don't even know what they are. My favorite cartoon was Gem and the Holograms, closely followed by Rainbow Bright, My Little Pony, She-Ra, Princess of Power, things like that. Lots of really great 80s cartoons.
Was there one particular show or movie that you just had to watch every time it was on?
I watched a lot of Saturday morning cartoons, and all those cartoons I just mentioned were all in the Saturday lineup. And my mom used to tape them for me, and I'd watch them after school every afternoon. So I would watch the same episode of all those shows over and over for a week, and then the next episode would come on the following week, and I'd watch those over and over again for a week.
What's your favorite Disney movie now, like a newer one that just came out?
I guess the most recent one that I really liked was Mulan.
Have you seen Toy Story 3 too?
No, I haven't seen a Toy Story since the first one, but I heard it was really good.
Reporter Leah Callagher found out some interesting information about Endicott College while talking with Barbara Bruto in the archives. Let's take a look.
I was able to meet with Barbara Bruto to talk about the archives and the archives exhibits at Endicott. What are the archives?
It was started 10 years ago, and it has just about every possible thing we could think about from the college. When I started it 10 years ago, everything was sort of spread around campus in basements and garages and old file cabinets and boxes, and I got it all together. It took me 7 years to go through all the papers, but Dr. Wiley was wonderful in that I said that if I was going to do it, I wanted to do it right. So I have a museum database software, which is used all over the country. And so I have cataloged and accessioned everything. And I have scanned over 6,000 photographs that go all the way back to the beginning of the college. And it's really exciting. It's sort of like whenever you find something new. But basically I'm the steward of the history and documentation of the college.
So can anyone use them, and in what ways can they be utilized?
They are available. There are certain things that have a restriction on them. Well, they do use them for various assignments. I get a lot from Todd Wemmer in communications, and I've done things for Chris Tripler. I also do for the first year experience. I have put together a PowerPoint that gives a little bit of the history of the college through photographs. And then we do 2 major exhibits a year here in the gallery. Right now we're covering the School of Business and the School of Sports, Science, and Fitness Studies. And in the spring, we're going to be doing an exhibit on the original 7 estates that the college had. From the families, who built them, and we have some fabulous information for this one. We're all very excited about this because this is community-wide. But this particular photograph was in the 1931 House Beautiful as part of an article, and this is on the front door of Mistlewood. So I'm using these as part of the exhibit as an identification for each of the houses. So each house has a different one. There are 2 books. This is Endicott College in Words and Pictures, and it's done by decade, and it's just loaded with wonderful photographs. And this is available in the library, and it does give the highlights of what happened each decade. And this was done a couple of years ago. And then our founder, Eleanor Tupper, wrote Endicott and I. And that's in the library. So if anybody ever wanted to really get a good view of the college, you've got these books. And then we also have the historic houses at Endicott. And this is what the next exhibit is based on. So we've taken and just sort of very succinctly given a history of each of the families. And you can do this as a walking tour. And I do this for groups, and I do it for alumni, and it's sort of fun to do.
The archives are located in the lobby of the library, and if you're looking for more information about them, please contact Barbara Bruto. With Beverly 01915, this is Leah Callaher.
For more information on the archives, be on the lookout for a full segment on Endicott Investigates with Colin McNaught. That's all we have for this show. Make sure you don't miss our special segment on finals. For Beverly 01915, I'm Cassie Trombley.